Hi everyone, welcome. I am officially starting part 2 of this color along. For those of you that asked for it, I am sorry I'm a little behind. We kind of caught the crud around here, and then of course Mom was down for a couple days, and then of course I gave it to my preschooler because she's always right next to me. So we've had a rough couple of days, but I don't have a whole lot left to go on this, so I don't think it'll take me too long to finish up. If I do have time, I would like to go ahead and start this one with everyone. This is going to be my fancy glittery bathroom. So I may not necessarily go realistic on it. I might sparkle it up because that's the kind of bathroom I would like to have, but we will see. And that one I was out of Craft, Color, and Art's new book, Beautiful and Easy Interior Design Mandalas. So this one is Come Inside, Beautiful and Easy Coloring Book. And I will put the links in the description down below. And we'll get started. So first thing I'm going to start out with is this floor because it's kind of like the big blank space I need to pull everything together. So I'm going to turn it a little bit and I'm just going to start. And technically the floors are going to be, you know, all one color. But I am going to add a little bit of kind of depth to them with some gray as well. Just because I think it would be a little boring if it was all one color. So I'm going to kind of give them each their own little pattern. I don't want them to all necessarily look the same when I blend them out. I was going to do this off camera because I thought it was kind of tedious to watch, but I figured I had quite a few compliments and people wanting to see a part 2 even over on Instagram. So I figured maybe I would do a quick color and chat catch up while I colored in these squares. And I need to find my eraser. When I do videos, I've got a awesome habit of just shoving everything to the side of my desk out of sight. My desk is usually a mess 28 days of the month. I always clean it at the beginning of the month to have a fresh start, but it does not take me long. Especially this month with all the glitter and everything I have going on. Okay, I don't want to mess this up like I just did. Okay, these off ones are going to be great anyway, so it's not going to stick out a whole lot. I knew that didn't look great. Not to skip around. Okay, so to start with, I was going to do the Mariola Budek freebies this month as speed colorings because there were 9 of them and I didn't get to a few last month. However, I recorded my first couple and then I realized there are tons of people doing the 12 Days of Christmas, 25 Days of Christmas, the Advent calendars, that kind of thing. So I decided maybe I would hold off because I felt like that was a lot of speed coloring to compete with, and then especially because mine weren't necessarily winter themed or anything like that. So I have not done any more of those. I was planning to do a couple other videos this month, but I had a headache for like 3 days straight and it really kind of put me behind in more than one way. Also, my car got broke into. Thankfully, they didn't take anything. Like, they stole my change. They left me the pennies, which was nice of them. But they didn't take anything of value. The weird thing is my hood was up, so I'm not sure if maybe they weren't necessarily trying to rob me as much as maybe steal my battery because it started getting cold around here or something of the sort. Not sure. But because they were under the hood, whatever they did messed with, like, my panic alarm didn't work anymore and my remote start. And in order for insurance to cover it, I had to make a police report. So there is like no chance of them finding whoever it was. You know, it's obviously, I don't have any cameras. Well, I didn't. But yeah, so I got my car all ready, set to go now after that. So I hope whatever my $3 and change bought them, that it was worth it, I suppose, because I just don't get it. And then, yeah, we've just mostly, this is my daughter's first year in preschool. Thanks to COVID, she kind of didn't get to start as early as I would have liked her to. But, first year, and so, her being home with us, I think, and not in daycare or anything like that, really didn't prepare her for all the germs and things she was going to encounter in preschool, and it's just been kind of like one thing after another. We had RSV already, which I've heard is going around super bad this year, and we got over that, and we've been battling an ear infection ever since, and then we all had strep, and I'm not sure, I think we just caught a minor cold, probably from the weather going 30s, 60s, 20s, 40s, back and forth, and so we've all got a little bit of a cold and cough, but I think the worst is over now. The headaches were killer for me. I wish it would either get cold and snow, or stay warm, because this back and forth is killing me. But yeah, so if you haven't heard, I'm not sure if she's put it out yet, but this artist does have another wonderful book on the way, and so you can keep an eye out for that if you like this style. Now I know these squares look really rough, but like I said, I'm going to blend them a little so they don't look just like black shiny squares on the floor. And hide my one mistake I made over here. Nobody's perfect. But yeah, so there was that going on. Of course, we've got Christmas and all that fun stuff. I don't have a lot planned for Christmas, so I'm hoping, other than all the noisy new toys, I will still get a few more videos up. Okay, I'm taking a 70% cool gray. That is my cat chasing a twisty tie off the bread, if you can hear her bouncing around in the background. She always seems to be like, oh, it's quiet time, let's tear up the house and climb the Christmas tree and whatnot. You think 3 kids during the day would wear her out, but no, she's got the zoomies. Alright, oh my goodness. So, just filling in these squares. And if you like them black, by all means, you can leave them that way, totally up to the effect you want your floor to look like. I just don't want it to be too harsh. I want that black element there, but not too harsh. Maybe we'll clean up these lines a little bit in just a second. Our kids get out the 17th for Christmas break this year. It feels early to me, and now I feel like I'm even more behind because I've got like a week to get stuff done before they're home from school. But I am excited for Christmas. I don't know why. We don't have anything special planned or anything, but I think it just feels nice for everyone to sit down and be excited about something. Like I said, my daughter, she's 4, going on 5. She really loves Santa. Her pictures with Santa always turn out so cute because I've never had one of her crying. She's always got smiles. So yeah, maybe I will color a Santa page and include a few of her pictures with Santa. But so she is super excited to track him down this year. All right. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this gray also. When you're coloring, it is always good if you use one color somewhere, always incorporate it somewhere else. Like this color kind of goes with the wall. I'll probably do maybe her clothes. This dark blue will match her pants. The black goes with the stove, the sign. It just helps kind of pull things together that way a little bit more. Leave that white. And if you want, you could go the extra step and even draw a time on your little stove there. I remember we had time change this year and I sent my son to bed at 7 because bedtime is usually 8, and by the time he's done dinking around, you know, it's actually 8:39. He's like, I'm not tired yet, and I was like, nope, it's bedtime, everybody go to bed. And then realized later on that I didn't change my stove clock, and I actually had sent him to bed at 6. No wonder he wasn't tired yet. So yeah, I have had myself together. So we got that all straightened out. Now my cat is opening doors. I don't know if you can hear, but we have the little lever door handles, and so she jumps up and pulls them down and then lets go, and they bounce back up. And when you're dead asleep at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it will scare the crap out of you. All right, sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water there. I forgot to press record for a quick second. So all I did was kind of make sure all of my squares are touching. I don't want any of these squares to look like they're floating by themselves off in nowhere land or anything like that. Okay, so you can leave it like that, or you can go in and fill it in. I'm going to work on her clothes and things first and go from there. Pardon my pencil sharpener. Okay, so I'm just going to do a light, not heavy, really light. And then I will blend that in, and that'll just kind of give it that look. I'm going to add a little blue to this right here. I think I'm going to do this, and then I will take my black pen and go over the letters. But I just kind of want to make sure I have a little color everywhere. I like everything to incorporate. Of course, I shoved all my blues off to the side. Okay, so very little, very little. Just kind of bringing that together there. Same thing with this, just going to give them a little. I'll go back and blend that with the other blue, and that'll look great. I'm going to do this side dark, assuming the sunshine is coming from the inside of the window. So speaking of kids, one of my children has been giving me a run for my money. So he broke his arm in October-ish with his brother. They were goofing around, and one of them accidentally landed wrong. So he had a cast on. He had a buckle fracture, so it was just like this. And so they put him in a cast, straightened it out, good to go. He got his cast off on the 3rd of November. So then on the 7th, he comes home, and his hand is purple. He can't feel his fingers. He fell down playing football. So back to the doctor we went, and he had a green stick fracture, which is kind of like one of these, and they tried to reset it, and it snapped the whole bone in half. So then we went to orthopedics, got in another cast. We had a checkup yesterday. We are healing great. Technically he could have his cast off now, but we agreed to wait just a few more weeks just because it is technically broken twice, and it is close to his growth plate. We don't want any issues. So, and yes, I did use purple for a reason. But yeah, we kind of trying to get him to take it easy. He's 12 in middle school doing FFA and things, so that won't be much fun if you're in a cast the whole time. But he's been really good about it, so I just kind of like the little bit of dimension that gives her pants not so plain. Okay, I need a light blue. I'm going to turn you a little bit so I can blend. I can't stick this pencil in my pencil sharpener because it's too short. So I'm just going to deal with it as it is. Usually I have a hand sharpener or a knife, I will. But for this case, I think I'm also going to color this bottom bar right here black. I'm trying to think of what it would be if it were in my house. I tend to lean toward black, I think just because I have white now and it is awful. Like every little spill, every little fingerprint is visible and it drives me crazy. Okay, so for her shirt, I have a few options of what we could do. I gotta remember I'm gonna still do a color outside this window, and I've brought in a little bit of purple. So that gives me a couple options of ways to go. I'm also gonna have to bring in a hair color somewhere without throwing the whole thing off too incredibly far. So first things first, I'm going to take a Precise V5 Pilot pen. These are my favorite pens for fine details. I don't know if you'll be able to see because if I try to zoom now, it's gonna bump everything. But we're just gonna write this sign, Happy Home, Happy Kitchen. And you might not be able to read it because it is super tiny, but little details help. So I got to think what else I want to do here. I'm gonna clean my squares up a little. So I didn't realize how wild they looked. Thought I had them. This is just a Tihu electric eraser. I actually bought this one before I was deep into coloring and knew about all the fancy ones, and I kept telling myself, oh, when this one dies, I will splurge for a new one. And it just hasn't died, and I still have quite a few tips. I bought it in a set with like one of these and a whole bunch of tips. And I still have a whole bunch of tips to go too, so it works for me. But I have heard a lot of good things about other brands too. So it makes me curious what I'm missing out on. Alright, so just kind of fixing that up a little. That one kind of looks, there we go. So that one looks off somewhere. Okay, now that one does. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna draw in a little bit of grass outside this window. And I will add some depth to those leaves here in just a second, but I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm going to take a little Sharpie. And just kind of give it a little texture. Okay, next, I'm going to take my light blue. I'm going to leave a little spot of white because I don't want to smear that till it's dry. And then I'm just going to work my way up the blue scale lightly. I don't want nothing that's going to blend too much with anything else, so just lightly. A little darker in the corners. I'm going to take this and I'm going to sharpen it. Sorry about the noise. Okay. Alright, there's that. And then I'm going to pull this corner over here, like these are my sinks. Kind of going to be my white, even though it's not white. That's what I was going to try not to do. Good thing they're an easy fix. Okay, so just kind of filling in that floor so it doesn't look so off. Might have to take the eraser to that one a little bit, but see, that mistake becomes a lot less obvious once you get it colored in. So you could blend your black if you want to. Just be careful you don't want to blend them all together too much and make them like one streaky mess. Really like how this page turned out, though. I'm excited to do the laundry room. As soon as I seen it, I was like, yep, it's gonna be that one. That's the one I'm gonna color first. Alright. So I will fix this up a little, finishing touches, but for the most part, oh, I need to do her shirt and hair. Just kidding. I was gonna say, for the most part, I think I got all the little hard details done, but I need to clean my tip. I got a lot of black smearing. Okay, and when I say fix this up, you can see obviously some of the squares are darker than others. So you can go in with your eraser. This one is pretty dark right here. Kind of just change the direction of your streaks so that they're not all going. That will lighten them up as well. So yes, I will fix the floor before I get it posted, but that's how I'm going to do it. I might add a little white pencil if I need to, but I really think this will be just fine. I just didn't want to leave the floor white. This is the one with the, forgot that square all together. And this one. Alright, so let's do her shirt and hair. Again, I need to pull in a little green because I did the flower vase green, and I think I about buried all my greens. I'm surprised I have any greens left after the amount of pine trees I have done this month. I am excited to move on from pine trees, at least. I know one group is hosting Here Comes Santa Claus, and oh my goodness, I've never colored so many Santas in the same month in my life. It is fun to see how to spice it up, though, and try to do each one a little different. Alright, so I have this, I think needs to be blue to match the toaster on the other side. And her hair. I could give her black hair to go with the floor, but I don't like that. Some of these squares are bugging me. They are definitely easier to do with marker. I think I realized after doing this, but that's okay. Marker doesn't smear into each other. But I still like it. That's better. I just didn't like that. I usually say no lines in coloring, and maybe that's why I'm struggling with it, but that's better. Darken up this one up here on her foot. Alright, and then I will have to find a color for her hair. I think this is going to be too yellow, so I kind of want to bring in the cabinet color a little, but I don't obviously want her head to blend in with cabinets. Alright, and there is my finished page. So I am going to take some washi tape, Home Sweet Home, and I am going to go around the page. I like to do it like this so the washi tape is going the same way and the lined up correctly. And I usually cut these out. I need to clear that piece of wall right there. Make sure my words are all going the same way all the way around. Try not to spin the paper and make anybody motion sick, but at the same time. I'm left hand dominant, so I usually have to turn things the opposite of me too. And I will come back with an X-Acto knife and cut the extra and make it pretty and whatnot, but that is the basis of that. So how long? 26 minutes. So I am not going to start the other one just because this one did take a half hour. I didn't think it would take that long. I will fix the floor up, but I will get it posted. I want to give a shout out again to Necee Wells, Dollar Diva 99, Craft Color Art, for giving me a free sample of her page and sending me her books and letting me work on them. I appreciate it. This page was super fun. Questions, comments, leave them down below. I will try to link everything down below, and any ideas for content you would like to see would be great, especially coming into the new year. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next video.